Do you ever feel tired for no reason? Have you noticed your energy levels dropping, even when you've had enough sleep and eaten well? You're not alone. Many people experience unexplained fatigue, and it's often due to hidden energy drains that affect our spirit. Today, we're going to explore 5 of these hidden energy drains, as identified by the renowned author and spiritual teacher, Louise Hay. These subtle factors can silently weaken our spirit, leaving us feeling drained and disconnected. But don't worry, we'll also discuss how to recognize and address these energy drains, helping you regain your vitality and zest for life. Let's start by understanding what we mean by spiritual energy. It's not something mystical or otherworldly. Spiritual energy is the vital force that fuels our enthusiasm, creativity, and sense of purpose. It's what makes us feel alive, connected, and motivated. When our spiritual energy is high, we feel capable of taking on challenges and finding joy in our daily lives. But when it's low, even simple tasks can feel overwhelming. Our spiritual energy affects every aspect of our lives. It influences our mood, our relationships, our work performance, and even our physical health. When our spiritual energy is depleted, we might find ourselves feeling irritable, unmotivated, or disconnected from the people and activities we usually enjoy. That's why it's crucial to identify and address the hidden drains on our spiritual energy. Louise Hay, a pioneer in the self-help movement, dedicated much of her work to understanding how our thoughts and beliefs affect our overall well-being. She recognized that many of the issues we face in life stem from depleted spiritual energy. Through her teachings, she helped countless people identify and overcome these hidden energy drains. Now let's dive into the first hidden energy drain: negative self-talk. Our internal dialogue has a profound impact on our energy levels. When we constantly criticize ourselves or focus on our perceived shortcomings, we're essentially creating an energy leak. This negative self-talk acts like a constant background noise, draining our spiritual resources without us even realizing it. Negative self-talk can take many forms. It might be doubting our abilities, dwelling on past mistakes, or constantly comparing ourselves to others. These thoughts create a heavy emotional burden that weighs down our spirit. Louise Hay emphasized the power of our thoughts in shaping our reality. She believed that by changing our internal dialogue, we could significantly boost our spiritual energy. To address this energy drain, we need to become aware of our thought patterns. Pay attention to the way you talk to yourself throughout the day. Are you kind and encouraging, or critical and harsh? Once you've identified negative thought patterns, you can start to challenge and change them. Replace self-criticism with self-compassion. Instead of focusing on what you perceive as failures, acknowledge your efforts and progress. Positive affirmations were a key tool in Louise Hay's teachings. These are simple, positive statements that you repeat to yourself to counteract negative self-talk. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," you might affirm, "I am worthy and capable." It may feel awkward at first, but with consistent practice, these positive affirmations can help shift your internal dialogue and boost your spiritual energy. Moving on to the second hidden energy drain: unresolved emotions. We all experience a wide range of emotions throughout our lives, but sometimes we don't process these feelings fully. When we suppress or ignore our emotions, they don't simply disappear. Instead, they linger beneath the surface, consuming our spiritual energy as we unconsciously work to keep them at bay. Unresolved emotions can stem from various experiences: past hurts, disappointments, fears, or even unexpressed joy and excitement. These bottled-up feelings create emotional blockages that hinder the free flow of spiritual energy. It's like trying to drive a car with the parking brake on. You can move forward, but it takes much more energy than it should. Louise Hay believed in the importance of emotional healing for overall well-being. She taught that acknowledging and processing our emotions, even the difficult ones, is crucial for maintaining high spiritual energy. This doesn't mean dwelling on negative experiences, but rather allowing ourselves to feel and then release these emotions. To address this energy drain, start by creating space in your life for emotional awareness. Take time each day to check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Are there any emotions you've been pushing aside? Practice naming your emotions without judgment. Remember, all emotions are valid and serve a purpose. Once you've identified unresolved emotions, find healthy ways to express and process them. This might involve journaling, talking with a trusted friend or therapist, or engaging in creative activities like art or music. The goal is to acknowledge these feelings and then let them go, freeing up the spiritual energy that was being used to suppress them. The third hidden energy drain we'll explore is toxic relationships. The people we surround ourselves with have a significant impact on our spiritual energy. Some relationships nourish and uplift us, while others can leave us feeling drained and depleted. These energy-draining relationships are often subtle. They might not involve outright conflict, but they consistently leave you feeling worse after interacting with the person. Signs of energy-draining relationships include feeling anxious or tense around certain people, constantly giving without receiving in return, or feeling the need to change yourself to please others. These relationships create an ongoing drain on your spiritual resources, leaving you with less energy for the things that truly matter to you. Louise Hay emphasized the importance of nurturing healthy connections and setting boundaries in relationships. She believed that we have the power to choose who we allow into our lives and how we interact with them. This doesn't necessarily mean cutting people out of your life, but rather being mindful of how different relationships affect your energy levels. To address this energy drain, start by becoming aware of how you feel after interacting with different people in your life. Who leaves you feeling energized and inspired? Who leaves you feeling drained or discouraged? Once you've identified energy-draining relationships, you can take steps to improve them or limit your exposure. Setting clear boundaries is crucial in managing energy-draining relationships. This might involve limiting the time you spend with certain people, learning to say no to unreasonable requests, or having honest conversations about your needs in the relationship. Remember, it's not selfish to protect your spiritual energy. It's necessary for your well-being and allows you to show up more fully in all areas of your life. The fourth hidden energy drain we'll discuss is cluttered living spaces. You might be surprised to learn that your physical environment can have a significant impact on your spiritual energy. Clutter isn't just a physical issue, it creates mental and emotional clutter as well. When our living spaces are disorganized and filled with unnecessary items, it can lead to feelings of overwhelm and stagnation. A cluttered environment constantly bombards our senses with visual stimuli, making it harder for our minds to relax and recharge. It can also serve as a constant reminder of unfinished tasks or unresolved issues, creating low-level stress that drains our spiritual energy over time. Moreover, physical clutter, can block the flow of energy in our living spaces, contributing to feelings of stuckness or lack of progress in our lives. Louise Hay recognized the connection between our outer environment and our inner state. She taught that creating a harmonious living space could significantly boost our spiritual energy and overall well-being. This doesn't mean your home needs to look like a minimalist magazine spread. It's about creating a space that feels good to you and supports your spiritual well-being. To address this energy drain, start by assessing your living space. Are there areas that feel overwhelming or chaotic? Do you have items that no longer serve a purpose or bring you joy? Begin the process of decluttering, one small area at a time. As you do this, pay attention to how you feel. Often, the act of clearing physical space can create a sense of lightness and renewed energy. Once you've decluttered, focus on organizing your space in a way that supports your daily activities and spiritual practices. This might involve creating a dedicated area for meditation or reflection, ensuring your bedroom is a peaceful sanctuary for rest, or simply making sure frequently used items are easily accessible. The goal is to create an environment that nurtures and supports your spiritual energy rather than depleting it. Remember, maintaining an energizing living space is an ongoing process. Regular tidying and periodic decluttering can help prevent the buildup of energy-draining clutter. As you create and maintain a harmonious living environment, you may notice a significant boost in your spiritual energy and overall sense of well-being. The fifth and final hidden energy drain we'll explore is the lack of purpose. Feeling unfulfilled or disconnected from a sense of purpose can be a major drain on our spiritual energy. When we don't have a clear direction or feel that our daily activities lack meaning, it can lead to a pervasive sense of emptiness or restlessness. This feeling of purposelessness can sap our motivation and leave us feeling spiritually depleted. Having a sense of purpose doesn't necessarily mean having a grand, world-changing mission. It's about feeling that your life and actions have meaning and value. This can come from various sources: your work, your relationships, your hobbies, or your contributions to your community. When we feel purposeful, we're more motivated, resilient, and energized. Louise Hay believed strongly in the power of finding and living our life purpose. She taught that each person has unique gifts to offer the world, and that aligning with this purpose can dramatically increase our spiritual energy and overall life satisfaction. However, she also recognized that discovering our purpose isn't always straightforward and can be a journey in itself. To address this energy drain, start by reflecting on what gives your life meaning. What activities make you lose track of time? What issues or causes do you feel passionate about? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world, no matter how small? These questions can help you start to uncover your sense of purpose. It's important to remember that purpose can evolve over time. What gives your life meaning in one phase might change in another. Be open to exploring new interests and possibilities. Sometimes our purpose reveals itself gradually as we engage more fully with life. Once you have a sense of what gives your life meaning, look for ways to incorporate more of these elements into your daily life. This might involve adjusting your career path, volunteering for a cause you care about, or simply being more intentional about how you spend your time. As you align more closely with your sense of purpose, you may notice a significant increase in your spiritual energy and overall life satisfaction. Now that we've explored these 5 hidden energy drains, it's time to recognize how they might be showing up in your own life. Take a moment to reflect on each area we've discussed. How's your self-talk? Are there unresolved emotions you've been avoiding? Do any of your relationships consistently leave you feeling drained? Is your living space supporting or depleting your energy? Do you feel a sense of purpose in your daily life? Self-awareness is the first step in addressing these energy drains. By identifying which areas are affecting you most, you can start to make targeted changes to boost your spiritual energy. Remember, this is a personal journey, and what works for one person might not work for another. Be patient with yourself as you explore these areas and make changes. Louise Hay provided many practical strategies for restoring and maintaining our spiritual energy. One of her key teachings was the power of self-love and self-care. This isn't about indulgence or selfishness, but rather about treating ourselves with the same kindness and compassion we would offer a dear friend. Practicing self-care can take many forms. It might involve setting aside time each day for activities that nourish your spirit, whether that's meditation, reading inspiring books, spending time in nature, or engaging in creative pursuits. It also means taking care of your physical health through proper nutrition, exercise, and rest. Remember, your physical well-being is closely tied to your spiritual energy. Another powerful tool Louise Hay advocated was the use of positive affirmations. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly to counteract negative thought patterns and boost your spiritual energy. For example, you might use affirmations like, "I am worthy of love and respect," or "I trust in the process of life." The key is to choose affirmations that resonate with you personally and to repeat them consistently, even if you don't fully believe them at first. Gratitude was another practice that Louise Hay found crucial for maintaining high spiritual energy. Taking time each day to acknowledge the good things in your life, no matter how small, can shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. This simple practice can significantly boost your mood and energy levels. Mindfulness and present moment awareness were also central to Louise Hay's teachings. By learning to focus on the present moment rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, we can reduce stress and increase our spiritual energy. Simple mindfulness practices, like focusing on your breath or really paying attention to your surroundings, can help bring you back to the present moment throughout the day. As we wrap up our exploration of these hidden energy drains, it's important to remember that change doesn't happen overnight. Boosting your spiritual energy is a gradual process that requires patience and consistent effort. The good news is that even small changes can lead to significant improvements over time. Start by choosing one area to focus on. Perhaps you'll begin by challenging your negative self-talk, or maybe you'll start decluttering your living space. Whatever you choose, commit to taking small, consistent actions in that area. As you start to see improvements, you'll likely feel motivated to address other energy drains as well. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's about making incremental improvements that add up to a significant boost in your overall spiritual energy. Be kind to yourself as you navigate this process. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it might seem. As we conclude, let's recap the 5 hidden energy drains we've discussed: negative self-talk, unresolved emotions, toxic relationships, cluttered living spaces, and lack of purpose. Each of these can silently weaken our spirit, but each also presents an opportunity for growth and positive change. By addressing these energy drains, You're not just improving your energy levels, you're taking steps towards a more fulfilling, joyful life. You're creating space for new possibilities and deeper connections. You're empowering yourself to live more fully and authentically. Remember the words of Louise Hay. You have the power to heal your life, and you need to know that. Your spiritual energy is a precious resource, and you have the ability to nurture and protect it. As you become more aware of these hidden energy drains and take steps to address them, you may be amazed at how much lighter, freer, and more energized you feel. So I encourage you to take what you've learned today and put it into action. Start small, be consistent, and trust in your own ability to create positive change. Your spirit is resilient and powerful, and with a little care and attention, it can flourish in ways you might never have imagined. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of hidden energy drains. I hope you feel inspired and empowered to take charge of your spiritual energy. Remember, every small step you take is a step towards a more energized, fulfilling life. Here's to your spiritual well-being and the bright future that awaits as you tap into your full energetic potential.